Independent Artist Spotlight today because I'm sitting down with my brother, man. And I haven't been able to do one of these, but I'm sitting down with Plain James, man, and I'm so excited to talk to you, Plain. You've been rocking heavy with Track Stars since 2023, and we just love having you as an addition to the show. And man, I'm just happy to sit down with you, man. Been following your music career for a very long time. Been a fan for a very long time, and I'm excited to talk to you, bro. Man, let's just jump right into it, bro. Like,
Yes, sir.
who is Plain James? James is so. I feel like when I get to know you personally, and then also when I get to hear your music, and then when I get to hear you speak on the show, James is a very complex person, man. So break it down. Who is Plain James to the world?
Man, man, I'm just a dude who just love the Lord for real.
Yeah.
I try to be honest and transparent in everything
Yeah.
I do. Life, man, life has a lot of different facets to it. We're not always the same. I guess we're the same person, but we don't always handle every situation in the same mindset, I guess so.
Yeah.
When I'm on the podcast, I'm in a different bag. I'm in a different zone. We talking about different current events. From an artist standpoint, I always want to articulate the gospel, also be creative, and just be myself while doing that, in hopes I can connect with people who understand what it is God gave me. I'm a father. I got a 5-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying, who I love to death.
Yeah.
Minister of the gospel, man. I love just sharing the word in any capacity. So that's just me, man. I try to be real, honest, and just love the Lord.
James, one of the things that makes me smile, man, when we have conversations or when we interact, even when I just hear you talk, is your testimony, bro.
Sure.
Your testimony is powerful, man. Talk about it. You've talked about before, you've mentioned, man, being in the dope house, packing up bags, and reading your Bible, doing Bible study. Like there was a time in your life where you talked about environment and being in an environment where you were going to church and then they leave the church and then it's like the liquor store is the next stop, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But then also, man, you came to a point in your life where you had a moment with God and God showed you how to stop playing. He showed you why you should stop playing because eventually, you know, you were doing this lifestyle, looking over your shoulder all the time. And then right before you gave it all up, there was a raid. And you should have been there, but you weren't.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Talk
man.
about that.
So I even when I was in the street, man, I was one of the smart ones. I always had a job, you know what I'm saying? So we were doing what we were doing or whatnot, me and some of my homeboys. And I remember, man, we had linked up with this one guy. And long story short, he had got caught by an undercover. He pretty much told, like, hey, this is the place where everything going on. So the police came around, did a sweep, raided the house. My homeboy girlfriend called me. She said, don't come back to the house. The police just raided it. So I pulled down the street to to a grocery store. I was in the parking lot. As I'm looking, I'm seeing all the ATF cars and all this stuff roll down the street. And then after everything was clear, I went back to the house. If you ever seen a house being raided by the police, your furniture flipped over, your door off the hinge. We had dogs. They running down the street. It was just total chaos in the house. And I was looking at the wreckage of what had happened. And what I know now to be the Holy Spirit was like, man, this is your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the life that you live and the things you're involved in, this is what the end of it is. And it could be worse next time. So at that point, not too long before that, Young Noah, man, shout out Young Noah, he had came through and he was like, man, God want to use your life for his glory. Because I met Young Noah, a girl that I was dating was college roommates with his sister. And so she would go to Noah, but like, man, my boyfriend, man, he a good dude, man. He just in the wrong environment. So he would always see me and try to holler at me. So he was like, man, God trying to turn your life around, try to do this, and that. And I was like, that's cool. Shortly after that, that's when the raid happened. So when I was sitting there and I was like, man, I got to make some real life decisions. I reached out to Noah. He connected me with some other brothers. They were doing Christian hip hop music. And at the time, I was like, yeah, that's cool, you know. I really wasn't a big fan of like Christian hip hop. I did secular rap music, and but I just felt like I didn't want to just jump into the Christian rap thing. For one, I wasn't really living the life, and I feel like I always want to live when I'm rapping. You know what I'm saying? So I just hung around with them for the accountability fellowship, and then day by day, was just growing in my walk. Found a church, and the rest is history, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Because it seems like you didn't just like it had to be hard to put down the life. It had to be hard to put down the life. The money, what came with it, the lifestyle. How do our young men get into that life and then get pulled in a direction where they start getting this false sense of family? How does that happen?
Man, so for me, you know, I have family in my life. I got an older brother who was
Yeah.
pretty solid, you know. Um, my relationship with my dad was up and down, you know what I'm saying? He was around. I had a mom who was strong, grew up in the hood in New Jersey, you know, so like, and just doing that, I seen a lot of things growing up, you know what I'm saying? We weren't in the worst situation, we weren't in the best situation, kind of like in the middle there. And it was things that I just wanted out of life that I felt like we couldn't get.
Yeah,
And I, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the people who were making money. So for me, it was just a thing where I just wanted to make more money than what I had. I grew up around some folks, man, who were just like, they would really just all the way in, you know what I'm saying? Like they come from situations that were just crazy. And I would see them make decisions. I was like, I don't know if I quite want to do that, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, once you get in the streets, you don't make the rules.
Yeah.
So when you out here in the devil's playground, you're trying to make money, stuff come along with that that you probably didn't anticipate. So it was shootouts, houses being raided, fights, people snitching on you, folks getting robbed, like some folks getting killed. Like, you know, it's a lot of things you don't really anticipate happening come along with that. But I think what makes the young man, if they really in it for real, is hopelessness, man. Like hopelessness, discouragement, looking at their life, tired of their situation, and looking at the guys make money, have the lifestyle, quote unquote, that they want. They got the cars, they got the money, they dressing good, the girls like it. And it's like you looking at your house, you ain't got nothing in your refrigerator, you ain't got no shoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on your situation. But you just want that. You just want a better quality of life. And you feel like this is the quickest way to do that.
Yeah.
So just like an addict is addicted to the drugs, the dealer is addicted to the money, because with money comes exposure. You expose to different things, like you can eat different, you can dress different, you can drive different, you know. And so it starts off at this thing, I'm just trying to survive, into this thing where it becomes an identity, because your identity is not in Christ. So your identity is who you are, what you have, and how you're perceived by the people.
Wow.
And you get addicted to that. That's why people, they become what you call a hood superstar, or hood rich, or fame, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that in your neighborhood or whatever. And that's just like something that they want to survive. And then once you get to the point where you survive, it ain't enough. Now the flesh is never satisfied. It just develops. You know what I'm saying?
How is it that you got into rapping?
So before I was safe, I had some homeboys, man. My homeboy Cole, I talked to him the other day. It was him and my partner Peanut. It's funny you
Peanut.
said Peanut earlier. Him and my partner Peanut, man. Shout out to them boys, man. They were rapping, and they would go to the studio, and I believed in them, but we all believe, and I would just spend money. I would help pay for studio time, you know what I'm saying, and do stuff like that. And I'd just be around, and I'd be like, okay, you said, man, you can put some words together, man, did this and that. But I ain't really have like a rapper vibe. I just know how to just put words and make them rhyme. And then I just started messing around with it. And then they were like, man, you actually decent at this. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't never been the best rapper, but they were like, man, you decent, man. You can actually do this, mother. You going to be in the studio, you might well record, you know? So
Yeah.
started doing that. Then me, my homeboy G, and my homeboy named Roscoe, that's who I was rolling with every day, my partner G. And we had a little thing called Money Mob.
Money Mob.
Yeah, Money Mob.
Okay.
That was our little clicker with them.
Sound like addicted to money.
Yeah.
ATM boys.
Pretty much. And we had a song called Get Your Bread Up. So we'd do shows, we'd be throwing money, doing crazy stuff.
Throwing money?
We actually opened up for Bun B, Gangsta Boo, Player Fly. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo, man. We opened up for them. We were connecting in Atlanta, just going to different studios and performing at different spots around that time when like the Franchise Boys and all of them kicked off. Cool Palace. We was all at all them spots. Just doing that. And at that time, life started getting crazy. And I believe that's the first time that God really was dealing with me like, man, we need to live different, you know. And I just had an epiphany one day. I was like, man, this is crazy. So I kind of chilled out. My partner G, who I was rapping with at the time, he didn't really get it. We cool now, but at the time, he was like, man, you just done jump ship. You done left. He was mad because we invested a lot of money, a lot of energy into that stuff. And then I chilled for a minute, and I started back rapping with my homeboy Cole. We was more like some Outcast type stuff. We was still kind of ratchet, but it was more like, you know what I'm saying?
Is any of this still available anywhere?
We got stuff on CD. It ain't online, and this is back in the day. So we started doing that kind of music.
Yeah.
And then that's what I was doing. And then I kind of just chilled out on that because we had some management situations that went south and some other stuff. I was in the studio one day, and the guy was managing us. He was working with DTP at the time. And a dude came in the studio and told us, me and my partner, like, I like y'all music, but I need y'all and today's turn to be more ratchet, and I can do something with y'all. And bruh had a shirt on that said El Diablo. So I'm looking like, I wasn't really going to church or nothing, but I know when I see the devil, that's you know what I'm saying, that's a red flag. So I saw that, I was like, man, I ain't finna fool with bruh. You know what I'm saying? So my partner was like, man, you wanna wait till you go do this now? He's like, you need to be over there with Canton Jones and all them boys over there. I was like, who is Canton Jones? I don't know who that is. 'Cause I wasn't in tap with the world, the Christian world at that time at all. So they ended up fizzling out. I'm trying to just summarize it.
Yeah.
I ended up going down to the Apache Cafe because I still had raps, but I ain't had no beats or nothing. So I would just do my raps like poems and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And then eventually that's when I met Noah and some other people. And then after I sat around them for a while, and I started getting into the word. They're like, man, you need to use your gift for the Lord. So I put one song out, and then churches started inviting me to come rap.
Wow, that's crazy. And so you became a student. You didn't just give your life to Christ. You became a student of the gospel, and it led you to being a preacher. Talk about what that transformation has been like, from going from the trap house to the pulpit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Even to this day, like me walking with the Lord and stuff is like, okay, that's one thing. But when you talking about like preaching, it's kind of crazy. Like I remember when I was younger, like we have like a programs at school or whatever, like a Black History program.
Yeah.
They always made me try to be Martin Luther King or something. I had to do like the speeches and stuff like that, but I never really put two and two together like that. But as I got older, it was a stint where I didn't go to church about 7 or 8 years. You know what I'm saying? From like age like 18 to probably like when I came to the Lord, like 27.
Okay.
I probably went to church here and there. I really wasn't going to church consistently. And when I came to the Lord, man, I was going to Noah's church at first, and then I ended up meeting the pastor of the church I've been going to for a while, Pastor Moulton. And he was a hip-hop head. He used to rap and everything. He made beats. He did all this stuff. And so what I realized later on, he was really discipling me through us creating music. He was talking to me, getting my story, figuring out who I was, and he was just pouring into my life, and going to church, and he would just train us, this and that. And then I was sitting there one day, and I was like, man, I feel like I might be called to do the ministry. And he was like, I already knew that, but you know what I'm saying, it's something that you got to know.
Yeah.
And I struggled with that at first because, especially in the Black church, you think about a pastor or a minister for that matter.
Yeah.
It's a certain look, a certain demeanor,
Sure,
the way they talk and act, and I don't fit inside that box whatsoever. So I was like, how is this gonna work? And he just told me, he was like, man, don't try to be what nobody else is. Like, be who God called you to be. Because I just come to church, I'm still wearing tall black tees and Air Force One and stuff, and other folks on the ministry staff be like, man, you gonna let him just sit on the front of the church dressed like that? But the pastor was like, man, let him go on his journey, man.
I struggle when I see you in the pulpit and you don't have a hat on. And I'm like, man, James is up there in the pulpit. Yeah. He's not wearing a hat. He had on regular clothes. Like he don't have on a fit. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
But no, it's just been amazing to become your friend and
sure.
Just have you on Track Stars and all the wisdom and knowledge that you input. And then also got to give you your flowers, man, for what you've done with my family.
Sure.
I have a cousin that I would say is very strongly, stronger in her walk with Christ because you poured into her.
Right.
And that's special, man. That's really special. My cousin, her father, he talks about it a lot with me when I talk to him.
Oh, man.
He always like, I listened to him on Track Stars, but I never met him.
Right.
But I would love to meet him one day.
Cool,
So
cool.
yeah. And my cousin is just really, really dope, man. I love his dedication to the word. We go to the same church, and just love his dedication to the word, man. And it means a lot to him that you poured into his daughter,
God,
and it means a lot to our family as well, just to see how well she's doing, and how much she soaked up, the knowledge and wisdom that you've imparted in her life. Talk to me a little bit more about the music that you've been doing since you got into Christian hip hop, and since you have become, I remember you telling me one day that you went on like an 80 city tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, talk about what that's been like for you, because this is one thing you put me on that I never really took notice of until today, which is you've been on that other side.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the pool palaces and the folks that you've opened up for. You've been on that side where what it's like to chase the fame and chase the money and to have the girls and to have all the world glit and glamour, and then to see God on the other side of this and know it's a better decision all the way around, and there's nothing you need to chase after anymore.
Absolutely. My partner Fro, man, he said it perfectly. My partner Fro,
shout out to Fro
in Memphis, man. He said it's the land of make believe, man.
Yeah.
They paint this picture like it's everything you ever wanted. Same thing like with the streets, what we were talking about earlier. The guys, they want the money, they want the respect, everything that come along with it. They want a better way of living in their mind. They feel like this is the best way to get it because they feel like opportunities are not really present for them to be able to do it another way.
Yeah.
In the time frame they want to do it in. They feel like the job is a slow grind. They got pressing matters happening, so I got to get money and I got to get it now. With the music, I feel like everybody want to be respected. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody wants to be recognized for what they can do and how good they do it. And ultimately, you want to make the money. You know what I'm saying? You want everybody. I think everybody to a certain degree want to be able to make money doing what they love to do. You know what I'm saying? Because then it don't feel like work. And so you pursue this. So you pursue it. You pursue it. You're not thinking about the message that you're putting out. You're not thinking about the effect it's having on your life, your mindset, the environment that you're gonna be in, how that's affecting you. You're just thinking about, I just want to make it.
Yeah.
But it's like, where are you trying to make it to? What's the final destination? What do you got to sacrifice to get where you say you want to get? People don't think about that. They just think about, I'm tired of my situation the way it is now, and I want a better life.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pursue this, and they really don't think about it for real. As of when you come to Christ, on this side, it's like it's just a peace and their identity and just, the purpose that comes along with following Christ. That life ain't always perfect, but I know where my life is going. Like, for a long time, especially before I was really walking with God, I was like, why am I here? Like, you really don't know it's nowhere in the world God made me just to get up every day, smoke weed, do whatever, waste my time and go to sleep and do it all over again the next day. Like, it had to be a better reason why an intentional God made my life. And before I came to Christ, I really didn't understand fully why I was here. So that's something you can't put a price tag on.
Yeah. I want to get your take on this question. If God isn't real, we have not lost anything. But if God is real and we choose not to follow him, we lose everything. That's a statement from an apologetics course. What is your take on that in the world being lost in Christ?
So with the first part of that statement, it says, if I follow Christ and he's not real, I've lost nothing. Because at the end of the day, when you look at biblical concepts, and you look at how structure want us to live, loving one another as you love ourselves, treating people with respect and dignity, esteeming your brother higher than yourself, like, these are, just morally speaking, if we're going to take away, if it wasn't real, morally speaking, these are good character attributes that you want to have as an individual.
Yeah.
You want to love people, treat folks with respect, be kind, be nice, be courteous, be loving, share. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things are good things. So it's like, at the end of the day, if it's not real, I spent my life trying to become a better person.
Yeah.
But if it is real, you know what I'm saying, and I deny it, it's like, it's just unfortunate what's going to happen. So I just think, what do you got to lose for real by trying it? It's like, the things that God asks us to do is not unreasonable. It's just not what you want to do.
Yeah.
So what it is now is just a matter of control. It's like, God is telling me to do healthy things the way, even you want to talk down to the way they ate, the diet and stuff like that. Like, if you want to go that deep with it, which I ain't saying certain foods are sin, you know how that go.
Yeah.
But everything from top to bottom, if you really listen to the word of God and do what he asks you to do in context, like, it's for your benefit. Even down to having sex before marriage, like, you out here just becoming one with all these people, like, it's going to set you up for heartbreak and disappointment, So at the very least, I'm going to be a better person. But if I don't do these things, that means, for one, I'm out here living reckless, being controlled by my flesh. I can crash out at any time and something bad can happen. And then also, at the end of that, beyond the consequences I'm going to suffer for my actions in my life, when it's over with, I'm going to go to hell. So it's like, what did I really gain? So let me at least just try to be a better person. If it's not real, cool. If it is, praise God.
Yeah, it always baffles me that atheists will say, well, I don't want to follow God, and I don't want to follow this construct of a God where, I got to follow rules. But you stop at a red light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't you try to keep yourself out of jail to the
Mhm.
best of your ability. So I don't understand why the law can apply to certain places of your life, but it can't apply when it comes down to a God that loves you and who made you and created you.
It's the denial of self. We don't want to tell ourselves no.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would go out on a limb. I mean, you see it now. It's almost becoming a fad, I guess, which could be good or bad, depends on how you look at it. But for a long time, fasting was probably the least practiced biblical discipline out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will read, they'll pray, but you talking about putting
Yeah.
that fork down,
Yeah.
it's hard. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at people's lives, typically, your diet is a reflection of your spiritual life most of the time.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I it was hard for me to fast at one time in my life because of the way that my diet. I don't drink water. I try my best, but water has made me nauseous ever since I was a baby.
man,
My mom always had to
can't
put
do the little
sugar
flavor
or
things
lemon.
in
I
it?
do it every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I just drank. I don't know if you saw the orange.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was doing it. Because I'm not drinking water the whole month of September. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking anything but water the whole month of September. And sweet tea because I got to wake up. So it's a little off that I'm trying to stay away from sugar, but then I'm drinking sweet tea. But that's what me and my wife agreed to.
Right.
And so the issue is like, I always thought, I mean, water has always been a problem for me. So I always thought, man, when I fast, I can't drink water. I'm not eating anything. So I'll just
Right.
get real sick and that'll just be the end of it. And that's what happened when I started doing a complete fast.
Right.
I started getting real sick and it was just like ending. The first successful fast that I was able to do 5 days, no food, just water, was when Sean and I came together to fast for Track Stars. When we said, hey, we want to start a radio show, let's fast for 5 days and then let's come back and figure out what God is saying. And that was the 5 days that was the first 5 days I completed. I was 24 years old.
19 years later, look at it.
Yeah. And it's amazing, man. And I think that's one of the things that, we have a problem with. We talked about it earlier on Track Stars. Discipline. Discipline in the body, man, and discipline in our walks with Christ. It's hard for a lot of people. But then you also tell people that it's necessary. What's your advice to somebody who's listening to this interview and they're on the fence with giving their life to Christ, but they came up similar to the background that you had, right? What's your advice to them about just cutting off the life cold turkey and coming to Christ?
Ask yourself right now, do you really have real joy in your life?
Mm.
Do you have real joy? Do you have real peace? Are you satisfied with the life that you have living the way you live in? And with the lifestyle that you live in, do you see those feelings changing?
Yeah.
So the definition of insanity is do the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Right.
How many people have you seen doing what you're doing go to jail?
Mm-hmm.
How many folks have you seen doing what you're doing get killed? How many folks have you seen doing what you're doing get away with it and live this prosperous life? It don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at this point, it comes down to purpose. It's like, okay, this is a situation that I'm in and I know it's hopeless. So instead of for me just settling for the fact that I'm going to go to jail at some point or go to prison at some point, I'm just going to get rich or die trying. I'm just going to risk it all for a little bit of money or a little bit of time or just feeling like I belong. Like, instead of doing that, why not just at least try to seek a real God in heaven and say, look, God, if you're real, if you're really up there, I'm coming to you telling you that I need you. I don't know what to do in my life. I don't know where to turn. I just don't know. I don't have no answers. Like, I just need you. If you're real, just show up. And just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what it was for me. It was like I was looking at my situation. And of course, growing up, my mom, she told me about the Lord. Like, it wasn't no secret. We believed the Lord in our house. But it's like, I was a believer who knew the word, but I wasn't living by it. So that's where we go back to what you were saying. Like, we be in the trap house smoking weed and we having Bible study while we get, it's like, it was an ignorance there when it come down to like what it really looked like for living with it. I could tell you what the Lord said, don't do this and don't do that and don't do this. We be selling to get high. Somebody say something crazy or say the Lord name, we call in vain. We're like, oh, bro, you tripping. Like, we don't play with God like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I had a form of godliness, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really there. And it's like when I really got to a point, I talked to my homeboy about this the other day. And he was like, man, at first I didn't understand why you stopped hanging out with us, but like now I see years later that you had to make a decision on what was best for your life. I said, yeah, it wasn't about y'all, it was about me. I felt stuck. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like every day I was getting up, I just felt like, what is this about?
Mm.
And then when I came to Christ, it's like my life ain't perfect. I still go through hard times. But it's the first time I felt like I was actually applying myself and moving towards something that really mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And I found an identity in Him. Everything that I was looking for on my own, I found in Christ. I could never find it on my own. I was never satisfied. Like I never had peace. That's why I was always getting high and getting drunk and chasing women and doing this stuff. It's like I was just searching for a feeling of I just want to feel good all the time. There's years of my life I don't even remember because I was just high all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Supposed to bring up stories. I was like, man, I forgot that even happened, you know? But now it's like I have a fullness, I have a purpose. I get to come up here with you guys every week and we get to talk about stuff from a Christian perspective and try to bless people. I get to make music and I get to just travel. I've been around the world, man. I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to other places. I done been to probably 40-some states out of 50 in the United States. You know, from where I'm from, bro, like, and then I grew up in Atlanta and I moved to Carrollton. I'm out here in West Georgia, like, not too far from Alabama. Like, that don't happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was all God. It wasn't, none of this stuff happened for me until I decided to really just surrender my life to God. Well, he came and snatched me out, and I accepted his invitation.
Yeah.
And came into salvation with the Lord, and ever since then, my life ain't never been the same.
Last thing for me, man, for you, talk about trap theology. Talk about the purpose behind it, the meaning, and what folks should expect from the Trap Theology podcast that's coming out soon.
For sure. So, for those who don't know, theology is the study of God.
Mm-hmm.
The trap, that's what God delivered me from. Simply put, lust, money, drugs, pride, greed, everything the world had to offer, that's what we were pursuing. It's more than a place, it's a mindset. But if you never lived that life, you've been trapped by some kind of sin, some kind of struggle. I believe that when you study and find out who God truly is, you find freedom for whatever had you trapped.
Yeah.
So that's trap theology. What I see, man, in our culture, just in our space, even in the Christian realm, or just in the world in general, is a lack of understanding of God's word. I feel like some people really have a passion for God, they have a zeal for God, but don't really have it according to knowledge. And that's because very few people are being properly discipled and taught in a way they can kind of connect with.
Yeah.
So with the podcast, man, what my hope is, I really wanted to take biblical text and just break it down to everyday language that people can understand and you can actually walk away with and apply. That's what helped me. The pastor that I was submitted up under, he was the first person that was able to take the word and paint a picture that I could see almost visually and take it with me.
Same for me, yeah.
When people say, oh, man, you wise, you this, and that, I can't say none of that without that man Felix Moulton, who discipled me and spent time with me and showing me how to read the text and study, like, and painting those pictures for me so I can really see what it's like. So now in my own study, after he helped me lay that foundation, I'm looking at other people, and they were where I was at that time where, man, I really want to live for God, but I really don't quite understand. And it's not really as complicated as many people may think. So I just want to simplify. I want to I'm basically using street terminology, like just basic. I'm the one who's going to study and take the complex biblical concepts and just present it to you in a way where you like, man, so that's what he's saying. That's what I want to do. You know?
So let me put you on the spot. When can we expect it?
Man, so I just now started rolling out a couple pieces of content, like about 2 or 3 minute videos on social media. I've been praying, man, because really it's a couple things I want to do. Of course, sometimes it's not going to be a long show, probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at tops.
Okay.
Where I just take the scriptures, break it down, give folks a message, kind of like a longer form of what I do in my car when I do those videos. I also want to get people on who have a testimony that they came from like a hood environment and how Jesus turned their life around. I know folks who do real estate, people who do music, people who own business. I want to try to get them on there and share their testimonies for people in different walks of life. Just trying to map it out, because one thing I learned from you guys is doing things in excellence. So I'd rather wait and so I can present it and do it all the way right to the point when I really just push it out. They can connect the dots and say, okay, well, that's James. He's on Track Stars every week. Oh, boom, this makes sense, as opposed to just rushing it because I just want to just put something out.
Right.
And it's kind of like,
yeah. I notice a lot of that, man. I notice a lot of people put out stuff, and because we do things a certain way, or we've been doing it for a number of years, and it's like trial and error over the years, right? I noticed that, and I'm like, oh man, I really wish they would think about the mic situation. I really wish they would hear the echo in the room, get that out of the podcast before they present it, or even lighting. Lighting's important. And Sean is responsible for a lot of this stuff.
Sean,
man, yeah. If you get with him and he's already told you that, you can pick his brain on anything. But those are the things that I think make the most sense is, I struggle with that, though. I struggle with that because I always feel like, man, this is ready, but not ready the way I want it to be. Right. And a lot of times our ready is already the standard. You know what I mean? It's just we put ourselves in a position where we want it to look different, and we want it to be perfect, even though it's never going to be perfect. And then also it's going to be, you're your own best critic. But then other people are going to look and be like, man, James really knocked it out the park. I mean, when you showed us the background, we was like, woo!
Right.
You need to go ahead and do that today. And you were like, nah, I ain't quite right there. But yeah, no, that's amazing, man. It's going to be special when it comes out. And it's exciting because I look forward to it. Like, I think we've had conversations before you even, got deep with Track Stars, like how I've wanted to learn, from you in the way that you break down biblical context and then also, give an application. Because we all learn differently. Right. I thought about that. I was like, man, how do I learn? And I'm definitely a visual learner, right? Like when I hear preaching, I have to visualize it. And when I read the Bible, I have to visualize it. So I do get lost in a lot of word. Just like yesterday I was reading Job. And I was sitting there and I was like, man, why am I on this chapter so long? And I realized because every time I'm listening to them talk, the friends talk to Job, I'm picturing him sitting in front of the word says that they sat there for days and didn't say a word to each other. And I sat there and I was like, what is that like when you're just sitting on a log and everybody's looking, nobody has anything to say, right? You're just sitting there and they're like, it was like Zophar, Bildad, and Eliphaz, they wanted to sit in his pain with him and go through it with him while he's in it. So then nobody wanted to say anything.
That's a lesson right there, though.
It is.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes when people grieving, it ain't nothing you can say. Just your presence is enough.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was picturing while I was in that part of the scripture. And so then, when they got to shooting their mouth off at him, I had to picture that too. Yep. And that's what gives me the most comfort in reading the word and understanding it for myself, is if I can put myself in that moment, and as if I'm sitting next to them, observing it. Like to me, it has to be more like a play. You know what I'm saying? Than just read aloud.
Yep.
So yeah, so I that's the way I learned.
That's how I am. And my pastor, he told me one thing about teaching is don't fall in love with your own voice. Because some people just like to hear themselves talk. Yeah. So something that could be said point A to point B, you want to go point A and go around town and get all the way to point B. It's like people's attention spans are only going to last for so long. Right. So my job is to take you directly there in a way where you can, like you said, you can see it. You can see it in your vision. You can kind of almost feel like you can touch it and see where it comes to life. But I don't want to take so long to get to the point that you kind of lose track of where we're
Exactly. So, James, tell everybody where they can find you on social media and also what they can look for next as far as releases for music. We already know Trap Theology is coming soon, the podcast. But what about music and everything else?
All right, so if you want to find me on social media, at Plain James DW, that's PLAIN James DW. All my other social media be attached to that one, so just go to that one. Trap Theology podcast coming soon. Whenever I got this mug done exactly how I like it, but you're gonna start seeing content come out. Yeah. And as far as music, man, I got a single coming out October 3rd. Matter of fact.
Dope.
Single called Jesus Reigns. It was produced by Todd Brazel. Shout out to Todd Brazel for producing it. Yeah, man. So. He showed love on the production, man. It's super dope, I feel like. So, yeah, this season of life, man, the music I've been making, the content's still the same. I'm just older now, you know what I'm saying? So I want more easy listening, something you can ride to. So, but it still got that bop to it, you know. So, man, that's what I got going on right now, man. So, yeah, be on the lookout.
Okay. But James, thank you so much for sitting down doing the Independent Artist Spotlight with me. Like I
Anytime.
said, it's a special one because I'm sitting down with my brother, man. You just heard. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you sitting down for the Independent Artist Spotlight. Go, like what James said, go follow him on social media. Look for the song on October 3rd and the podcast coming soon. This is your man, Ryan Righteous, and this is the Independent Artist Spotlight. And we out. Peace. James, appreciate you, brother.
Man, appreciate
very
you.
much, very much.
For sure.
Thank you.